Hello and welcome to storm coverage from the Carolina. Briarton live at Charlotte Douglas International Airport with Sam Walker out there on the Outer Banks. We're going to take a look at these two distinct lines of storms moving through the Carolinas right now, some of which are strong to severe. We do have, as you can see on your screen, a litany of thunderstorm wind damage reported in portions of western North Carolina, upstate South Carolina, and Sam at the same time is watching storms out his way in eastern North Carolina. Actually, severe thunderstorms which is in effect. Sam, out here in the Charlotte area, in the Piedmont, the I-77 corridor, we have a mesoscale discussion, which just prior to the 4 o'clock hour said there'd be a 20% chance of a watch, and then they went and issued, 8 different severe thunderstorm warning polygons, which I found very amusing.
Yeah, I know, and for not to issue the watch is kind of surprising. I got a feeling that maybe the timing of it, just because we're so close to, the watch may only last 2 hours, because we know once we get, or 3 hours, once we get down with sunset, a lot of these cells may lose their power. I don't know. When I say that at the same time, I had to drive through one at 5:30 this morning out here on the Outer Banks. That was not fun. And once the sun came up, it started to blow up even worse. So it's been a rather busy day. Thankfully for us out here, we haven't had damage reports. We had quite a bit of heavy rain. Nothing that caused any problems, but out west, as you can see there on those storm reports, quite a bit of wind gust reports and wind damage reports.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get another camera up and going here at the airport and leave my vehicle the next few minutes. I want to let everyone know I'm inside my vehicle for safety, because just as our countdown clock was rolling at the beginning of this live stream, we still have lightning striking at or near the airport, and that's why the airport is still working to recover from a ground stop. You can see here at the airport overlook parking lot just how wet everything is. I'm beginning to be able to see the actual terminal again. So if you've been out to the Charlotte Douglas International Airport overlook, we can see towards Concourse A, but the visibility was so poor when I got here about 10-15 minutes ago, we couldn't see much of anything. And what I want to show you guys is the recovery operation for these flights that is now underway here at the airport, because I'm listening to them, and you might be able to hear them in the background. They're trying to get this airport back up and operational again so they can get some of these flights moving. We look at Flight Radar 24 right now on your screen. You can see not much of anything has been moving, and that's because we've been in a bit of a ground stop here. And so they're working on getting, I think it was north and west flight paths going once again. They still can't do south and east, because that's where the line of storms is kind of moving through. The storms are moving right now from, say, Gaston County across the airport over towards Uptown and off to the east. So we'll keep a close eye on this, and what we're going to hopefully be able to show you here on the stream is once they get this airport moving again, and once it's safe for me to leave my vehicle, we'll be able to watch them try to clear this backlog of planes that desperately want to get out of here, Sam, and I know the airport wants to get these aircraft moving too.
Yeah, definitely do. And in fact, I just was trying to pull up one of the cameras out there on I-77 right now. In fact, I think I've got that up on our share at the moment. You can see that heavy rain now making its way across I-77, and that lack of visibility associated with that. And we're kind of seeing the same thing out here in the northeast corner of the state, and all the way down into the central coastal areas as well.
Yeah, and I want to get kind of a full radar check here in just a moment, but I did just see something across the National Weather Service chat that I wanted to flag, and it's just south of me here. It is this yellow polygon for a severe thunderstorm warning that is now a considerable damage threat. National Weather Service in Greenville-Spartanburg has upgraded the severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Chester County, South Carolina, because of the threat of 70-mile-per-hour winds. Many people may not know this, but there actually are tiers to severe thunderstorm warnings. Our base level is 60 miles an hour, and then 70-mile-an-hour ranches that up a little bit because they expect more damage from that storm. So if we switch it off of reflectivity, which is showing us the rain, over to the wind, to load out here on my mobile data, we can see right now that if we quarry some of these winds, we can easily see on radar at least 50, 55 mile per hour wind of in South Carolina. This warning does include portions of the southern areas of York County, South Carolina. This is all associated with that same line of storms that has been moving off to the east, coming out of the foothills. This line of storms, which has impacted travel here in Charlotte, also is responsible for damage along the I-40 corridor. Those thunderstorms now coming south of Greensboro. Also the US 74 corridor, that's what just came across Charlotte Douglas International Airport. And now this considerable tier severe thunderstorm warning for Chester County, South Carolina, which too produced damage back across the upstate. And Sam, I'll let you take radar from here so you can give us an idea of what's happening out by you.
All right, yeah, let me get mine up here, only because, well, as we came on the air, Radar Scope decided to log me out, so we're gonna have to figure that out, James.
Okay, well, here,
yeah.
I got you. Go ahead. I'll move mine over, and you can give us an explanation.
Yeah, we can roll on out here, and as you can see there, quite a bit of shower and thunderstorm activity has developed, and it's moving over the Albemarle Sound, starting to make its way onto the northeastern or the northern beaches of the Outer Banks. I'm going to put this in motion, if you will, James. If you throw that in motion,
sure,
because that'll give us a better idea of what we're looking at. Yeah, that's going to be some training effect that's going to be going on, especially into southern shores and Duck. They're going to be looking at quite a bit of rain activity. I will say this, the heaviest of rain right now is over the water. Now, we did have one flooding report that came in a little while ago from Elizabeth City. Not sure if that one honestly was valid. I do see there's a wind report out towards Edenton that has popped up. And then another wind report, actually a 41-mile-an-hour wind gust was reported at 5 o'clock at the Duck Corps of Engineers Pier. Now I'm looking at this one that's Edenton. It just came up on mine, 44 from a personal weather station of 505 near the Edenton Airport. So, yeah, and right now you can see that training effect going on there. Not seeing a lot of wind out of these. In fact, I had the one cell that's now moved offshore. It's kind of died out when it moved over me. And you could actually hear the wind coming down with the rain over on the other side, maybe about 2 or 3 miles away from me. As it came out here towards the sound, it kind of died out. But thankfully, right now, the heaviest rain is over the Albemarle Sound in these clusters up here. But then if you go back down, looking at things going on US 64, Cresswell towards Williamston, those areas on down to Greenville, quite a bit of heavy rain there. But we don't see that training effect going on like we do with that cluster that's up to the northeast.
Yeah, and we'll watch to see if the line coming out of the I-77 and Charlotte corridor is able to hold any of its severe strength together as it comes off to the east. It does appear to me like they're holding on to that severe thunderstorm watch for portions of, say, Raleigh, Sanford, and Fayetteville, probably because they're also waiting to see if this line of storms holds together. You mentioned that, of course, the sun will be setting here shortly. We've certainly used up a lot of energy over here in the Charlotte area. We do have one or two discrete cells that are also kind of a threat, and we can see one of those back towards Anderson, South Carolina. That also has a severe thunderstorm warning right now, and that goes for 45 more minutes with a threat of 1-inch size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Again, that's kind of our barrier to entry for a severe thunderstorm warning. This considerable one, again, kind of top of the board right now because it has that 70-mile-per-hour wind threat with it, which is why it is considered a considerable threat. And now this is move off to the east at 35 miles an hour, so we'll watch as that makes its way through Chester County, South Carolina. The tornado threat today, Sam, is low but non-zero when we read the discussion from the Storm Prediction Center, so we'll watch for the possibility that we could get a little spin up here or there, especially towards the bottom of this line where the storm might have a little bit more mobility to do something like that. But as for the thunderstorm moving across Charlotte right now, it is not considered severe, but we are still seeing lightning strikes around town area. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes myself before I step out of my vehicle. I am looking forward to taking you guys outside here to the airport overlook because once again we're watching that line of planes that the air traffic controllers here really want to get moving. I can see them lined up waiting for the all clear to start moving.
Yeah, and that's, at least it's on a Saturday evening when maybe traffic isn't as bad as it could be. Still not the best situation for Charlotte, considering it is the American Airlines hub. Everything out here where I live, if we're flying anywhere, we're going through Charlotte. I mean, that's just how it is. If you're flying out of Norfolk, you're flying out of Greenville, Wilmington, anywhere, you're pretty much going to be going through Charlotte to get out of here. So, timing on this is not the best.
I see at least 10 planes on flight radar lined up to probably go onto the center runway, and then there are dozens of more aircraft either still at gates or parked out on the tarmac, powered down or waiting either for a gate or to line up someplace. You know, Charlotte also has a runway that kind of goes on an angle that they don't use very much anymore. They just kind of use the 3 and soon to be 4 parallel north-south runways. There's an older runway that kind of cuts on an angle, and they use it as a parking lot in situations like this, and I can see planes parked out on that as well right now too. Essentially any paved surface, there's an aircraft park on it.
That's no surprise there through Charlotte Douglas for sure. Was just looking to see if we got any more, nothing new on local storm reports out my way. Not seeing a lot out there. I can run through a couple of those that we talked about earlier. There's thunderstorm wind gust damage. Forest City got thunderstorm wind damage reported by utility company. Let's see if there's any details. Several trees down in the Forest City area. Out towards Rutherfordton, kind of seeing the same thing. Thunderstorm wind damage that was reported by the public. Let's see what that one was. Trees down. Most of this has been trees that have been knocked down from those straight line winds with these storms. And that's one thing about it. You know, we had this situation out here earlier this week where we had a line of power poles knocked down along a major highway out here. And we had a tornado warning. It was issued as a radar indicated tornado warning. Everybody said, "Oh, it was a tornado. It was a tornado." No, it was straight line winds. That's one thing about it. Even though, as James mentioned a moment ago, it's not a zero chance that there's going to be tornado spin ups with these. It's still a possibility. What we're seeing out of this is considered straight line wind damage. You know, gusts topping 60 miles an hour, possibly up to 70, with that cell down around Chester County, south of Rock Hill. What we're seeing out of this downburst winds, it's the air that's rushing down to the ground with the heavy rain that's coming with these thunderstorms and then being pushed out in front of them. Again, we're not seeing anything that is causing any, possible spin ups or anything like that. Could be, out where I'm at, maybe a water spout out of these. It does kind of feel like that because we don't have a lot of wind. We don't have like a 20, 30 knot wind right now ahead of these storms. It's kind of a still situation, and that allows the development of water spouts out over the open up waters, especially on the sounds out here and on the ocean, obviously. So I was just zooming back down on the radar image out here, James, just seeing that training effect that we've got going on, again, over the Albemarle Sound. That's starting to make its way onto the US 64 corridor, through very rural areas. Dare County mainland, there's basically nothing out there. Terrell County, Washington County. Of course, it is Saturday. It's the Saturday before July 4th. So you can imagine out here what our traffic is like. It's higher than volumes even as we're, into the latter half or latter stages of the Saturday check-in travel. This is not the best situation by any means for folks that are making their trips out here to the Outer Banks. So we're probably going to see some of that ponding on the roadways along Highway 64. I can definitely see the pretty much all of Highway 32 from Plymouth to Washington, which actually sees a lot of traffic. You would be surprised. It goes through open fields and farmland. There's quite a bit of, heavy rain going on over there right now. But everything out here seems to be rain with some lightning in it, but nothing like what we've talked about with this wind damage that we've seen, at least the reports of these trees down out in western South Carolina and in the Piedmont of North Carolina.
Well, like you mentioned, Sam, anytime there is weather-caused damage, it often does get confused or sensationalized as tornado damage. But like you guys saw in eastern North Carolina last week, wind, whether it's circulating in a tornado or coming at you in a thunderstorm in a straight line, is going to do essentially the same thing, right? And so it can bring down power lines, it can bring down trees, and the impacts at the end of the day are going to be the same for folks. And so the fact that we're seeing so many of those wind damage reports right now over portions of western North Carolina, upstate South Carolina, I really do think speaks to why the Storm Prediction Center this afternoon moved that slight risk further into those areas, because originally I don't believe they were in that slight risk tier 2 out of 5 that was kind of reserved for you guys out there in eastern North Carolina, and then we got added. And by all accounts, it seems to have verified.
Yeah, it has verified. Well, let's go back and focus on that severe thunderstorm warning back in Chester County because it's still got 8 minutes left on that. It's and if you want to pull up, James, maybe I can pull it up here. Let me see if I can get that wind. You're faster on the you're quick draw McGraw when it comes to that right now. I'm still learning radar scope, honestly, as far as some of the features on it. But if you want to pull that. That reflective, that composite, see if we're still getting that potential winds out of that cell, because that seems to be the main threat we've got right now out here, on our radar right now is in Chester County, South Carolina, with that velocity. So yeah, definitely, and again, that warning is still up for another 7 minutes now, for a considerable threat, with 70-mile-an-hour radar indicated, and possibly even some 1-inch hail indicated in the radar. 43 is that what we're seeing right now? 43 is kind of a peak.
Yeah,
right
there's
now?
a 50. So I would say we're probably at base tier severe right now, like still severe. We may no longer be seeing those considerable levels, but I mean, still either way, something to keep.
Right. Oh, James was cut out on us. I was just checking over on Weather Chat. Okay, you're back. Just checking over on Weather Chat to make sure they haven't said anything else out of Greenville Spartanburg. Don't see anything else on the Weather Chat at the moment. And looks like they're probably going to just let that they're going to let that expire, although they have issued a special weather statement 2 minutes ago. At 5:35, Doppler radar tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from 8 miles southwest of Rock Hill to 6 miles south of Chester, moving east at 25 miles an hour. Yeah, they have dropped that hazard to wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour. So they're just they've kind of letting that severe thunderstorm warning expire. And we'll go to just keeping it as a special weather statement. So that's kind of good news for the folks out there. I will pull up my radar scope. We have seemed to lost our connection with James, so give me just a second here, and we will get the radar back up. Oh, there he is. Yeah, you're kind of jumping in and out on us, so...
Well, I was trying to get a mobile camera ready to take everybody outside the car, and apparently opening up more than one of those feeds at the same time made it very unhappy.
Oh, okay. It didn't like that. All right. Well, I'm going to keep this kind of on the share in the background just in case. Okay. There we go. All right. Let's see here if I can zoom out. Now I'm currently on. Is it better probably go to RAX, or is it better to be on GSP's radar for these cells? What do you think, James?
I was just toggling between the two of them. Columbia, I think, has a better forward flank approach view.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good to know. All right. Yeah, I got to get all my favorites rebuilt tonight. Yay!
It's been a while since we've had storm coverage.
That is true. That is true, and it's always good to, it's always good to practice because we just never know. All right, here we go. Here's that cell right now. As we're looking at it there in Chester, what we're looking at, this one has kind of degraded out, and you can see it starting to lose. Maybe some of that rainfall is starting to drop out of it as well, but we still got some pretty strong thunderstorms. No warnings with these right now. Everything right now is kind of being handled in special weather statements because they haven't reached severe severe levels. So anything 55 and higher, that's when we start getting into our severe categories there. But as you can see, the bulk of the heaviest precipitation's just getting out of uptown now in Charlotte, starting to make its way out to the eastern suburbs. So the folks in Matthews and Min Hill and places like that in Union County, you're going to be dealing with this line here, it looks like, very shortly. That's where we stand right now on that. What are you seeing out there, James, as far as what's going on with CLT?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm just now seeing the conga line beginning to move, and so they. Hang on. Let me mute that. There we go. Aha! Did that work?
That worked. We got it.
All right. So we're just now starting to see some of the planes. They had been lined up down there. There's not a zoom feature here, but they are now making their way down towards the center runway. And so what I'm going to do here, Sam, now that I got this other camera working, is I think I'm going to try to step out of the car and pick up our coverage from out there, because the rain has calmed down, the lightning has calmed down, and so I think I can actually get us a better vantage point.
All right, while you're doing that, we'll take a look at what's going on out here, my end of the state right now, with these latest showers. So I'm going to switch radars here and go to we will go to Wakefield. That one's going to be the closest to where the heaviest of precipitation is. Quite a bit of lightning in these cells right now, and we just lost James. So we'll probably see him come back in. So we've got some special weather statements issued on this as far as these cells go, as they're making way onto the northern Outer Banks and then stretching back across the Albemarle Sound and then back over towards the mainland, down towards Washington. We are starting to see folks on US 64 picking this up. US 158, you're getting pretty good dousing. It's going to just continue, it looks like, for quite a while, because the somewhat slow moving nature of these cells. So dumping a lot of rain in a short amount of time here. But again, we don't have any other warnings up currently. We do, again, this one that we've talked about earlier, which is in Chester County, South Carolina. That's the only warning we currently have up, severe thunderstorm warning, that is active at the moment, and that's going to expire in just a few seconds as those cells have kind of died out. So while we wait for James to log back in, we're going to keep it right here in eastern North Carolina, which seems to be getting the most activity at the moment, at least as far as a widespread area. And you are back.
Yeah, I'm going to try to move to this mobile setup here. So,
okay. All right. While you're doing that, I can still fill.
How about that? Does that work for you, Sam?
Oh, that works perfect. Yes, we got you.
All right. My audio and video coming in on two different sources, but I'm going to try to walk over here a little bit, Sam. You still got me?
We got you. Yep, you're still
All right,
there.
So again, airport of Charlotte Douglas International Airport, and what we are waiting now for is kind of the departures to resume, and they've just moved all of the aircraft.
James, as you got farther away from the base station, there you go. Yeah, you're chopping a lot as you get farther away from it. Live television here, folks. Always, you never know what we're gonna try.
I'm gonna make some changes, and I'll be back with you in a second. I'll let you keep filling.
All right, that's fine. All right, we will switch back over to what's happening back over here in South Carolina and in Charlotte, since that's where James is right now at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. As you can tell from his shot, that things have calmed down enough for him to head outside. But that cell that moved over earlier and caused the ground stop that they're trying to recover from now has made its way into the eastern side of Charlotte. So Independence Boulevard and those areas getting hammered pretty good right now. Highway 27 as well. And then again, on the eastern side of Charlotte, down towards Pineville, Fort Mill, Rock Hill. Rock Hill's probably getting the most activity at the moment in the Charlotte metro, where we're seeing the heaviest rainfall at the moment. Not as much there's quite a bit of lightning. It's been interesting to see that the lightning out of these cells today has not been in the front half of them. It's been in the back half of them. Not sure what that says about them, but that would be something maybe interesting we could bring up on the show on Wednesday. I'm going to switch back over to the wide view now, just because we've got, again, two distinct areas of radar activity. Let's see. We get the yeah, there we go. We'll get the composite back up here, because we got two real distinct areas of thunderstorm activity going on, again, in northeastern North Carolina into central eastern North Carolina. And then, of course, the areas from Greensboro down to into the upstate, on down to Columbia, that cell back over towards Anderson. That's now got a severe thunderstorm warning in place for, we'll pull this one up here and see. We've got severe thunderstorm warning that was issued. That should be expiring shortly. Yeah, that one's going to last till 6:15. That is for Lawrence, parts of Greenville County, Anderson County, Abbeville County as well until 6:15. That was that cell that we talked about a little while ago. So that severe thunderstorm warning is still in effect for about another half hour. And actually, you can see on the latest radar there, at least on the composite, there's some pretty. That one's getting a little frisky there. So let's go over to the Columbia radar. As we got James kind of bouncing in and out, so he's getting himself set up there again to maybe bring us some more live shots. So I'm going to switch over to Columbia, South Carolina, and see if we can get a better look at what's going on with that cell east of Anderson right now, because that one has gotten a little frisky. Let's see. Yep. All right. Not quite as maybe as what we were seeing on the composite, and that's not to say it still isn't. But that's our only, I believe that is currently our only severe thunderstorm warning that's currently active. Yeah, because the one that was in Chester County has expired. Nothing else is currently a severe thunderstorm warning in the North Carolina or South Carolina. So we'll stay with this cell at the moment and see what's going on here. Maybe I can try to get that. The reflectivity, the storm relative velocity, and yeah, not a whole lot of wind there. James again. This is where I need James in there, because he can show that velocity, how to click on it, and it will pull up that data that I wanted to get, which was the wind data there out of that. But we'll go back to our basic radar there. All right. So again, that's still another 30 minutes on that one. We'll switch back over to Raleigh right now, because we're starting to see those thunderstorms that move through uptown Charlotte, moved over the Charlotte Douglas International Airport. That line has expanded out. We have not talked about what's going to be coming into the Piedmont of North Carolina. And let's see here. We do have no storm reports at the moment, although there is a down tree report, I got a feeling, that came in for Kannapolis. Yeah, let's see what this one is showing here. Small branches broken at 5:19. That was reported right around Kannapolis. But as you can see, these cells here are going to be dropping quite a bit of rain. This should be a special weather statement that's a special weather statement. So this is for Alamance, Chatham, Guilford, Montgomery, Moore, and Randolph counties. Wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour possible, and some small hail as well. With this line of thunderstorms that extends from near Randleman to near Baden Lake, moving east at 25 miles an hour, wind gust of 50 miles an hour, some pea-sized hail is possible with those thunderstorms. As we get back over here to Charlotte, let's see where we got here. Yeah, we'll get this one. Special weather statement lasting another 10 minutes. That is for southwestern Cabarrus, southeastern Mecklenburg, and northwestern Union counties. This is that cell we talked about earlier, that line rather, that went through and shut down Charlotte Douglas International Airport. So South Charlotte, East Charlotte, Matthews, Mint Hill, Indian Trail, Weddington, Stallings, Harrisburg, Wesley Chapel, and Lake Park. You're going to be dealing with this cell for the next short amount of time. This one down here for Rock Hill and Fort Mill. This is the cells that move through, include South Central Mecklenburg, Southwestern Union, Chester, and Southeastern York counties through 6 o'clock. That's for the line that extends up. We just got a severe thunderstorm warning that just popped up. Looks like that's for much of Union County. That one's going to last until 6:45. So this is our latest severe thunderstorm warning. This is southeastern Mecklenburg County and Union County. 5:50 p.m. Severe thunderstorms located along a line extending from 14 miles south of downtown Concord to near Indian Land, moving southeast at 35 miles an hour. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts are possible. Radar indication, obviously. So Monroe, Indian Trail, Weddington, Stallings, Unionville, Wesley Chapel, Wingate, Waxhaw, and Marshville and Lake Park in that severe thunderstorm warning. As this is that line that we talked about a moment ago that moved through Charlotte, it's now making its way into Union County, North Carolina. The warning that's back over here in Anderson, east of Anderson. And again, that's Abbeville, Anderson, Greenville, and Lawrence. That is in effect until 6:15. This is a severe thunderstorm located 5 miles east of Anderson or near Biltmore Park. Let me go to the Columbia radar so we can pull that one up. And sorry about that. We're having to scroll through. Again, if you're just jumping on board with this tonight, we're doing this on the fly, as we like to do sometimes. You're breaking weather situations and things decide to break. Severe thunderstorm warning. We talked about that. West Central Lawrence, Southeastern Greenville County, East Central Anderson, and Northeastern Abbeville County until 6:15. That's going to be running another 22 minutes on that severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail possible. All right, so there's where we are as far as our central and west, or the Piedmont. I've moved back out here to eastern North Carolina, which is where our severe thunderstorm watch is currently until 9 o'clock this evening. And that gives you kind of an indication that the severe storms, the Storm Prediction Center is thinking that we're probably going to see these storms lose the potential for severe levels once we get past sunset and they start losing the heating of the day. But as you can see, a pretty healthy line of heavy rain stretching from basically Corolla on the northeastern corner state all the way down to Richlands outside of Jacksonville at the moment. So kind of along the US 17 corridor, a little south and now east of it, and for much of it till it gets to New Bern, and then there's that cluster to the west. But this is the latest radar image there. And again, no severe thunderstorm warnings for these out here. We do have some flooding reports, street flooding report from Imping. Report there that's between Columbia and Plymouth along US 64, and that is along US 64. Actually, you know what? Let me go to the NCDOT camera that is along that stretch of 64 where that report came in as my handy dandy. Let's see if the cameras are functioning right now. Oh, of course they aren't. Those cameras are down. Great timing, I believe. Let's see, maybe. Oh no, that's right. The cameras are on. Let me see if I can show this one. Yeah, we'll do that. So we'll change our screen share here real quick. Stand by. We can show that flooding situation there, at least as far as what the folks, the NCDOT camera is going. Let me see if I can get the video to pull up. Great thing now that drivenc.gov has is they have now got the video streams for the most part functioning. At least we're getting to see the live video now when it works, and it's not going to work. So we'll go back to the static shot and show you there. You can see that heavy rain falling there along US 64 between Roper and Columbia. That's, again, as I go back to our radar scope, that's where we're seeing the heaviest of rain right now here in eastern North Carolina is these cells here. That's along this stretch of 64 right here is where that's going on. And again, with the training going on with these cells, they were out over the Albemarle Sound. So this right now not causing any flash flooding issues, but I got a feeling we're going to see Morehead City issue some flash flood warnings, or at least some flood warnings, aerial flood warnings out of these cells. Same thing going on down in southern Beaufort County and into Vance, all the way down to Vance County, and not Vance County. I'm sorry, Craven County, with quite a bit of heavy, slow-moving thunderstorms there. But again, we don't have any warnings in effect out here in eastern North Carolina at the moment. All the activity really has been concentrated, as far as the more severe nature of these cells has been back over central South Carolina, or the upstate of South Carolina, moving into the Charlotte Metroplex, and then along the Piedmont of North Carolina. That's where heaviest of shower and thunderstorm activity. Again, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Monroe. For Union County, that is until 5:50 p.m. With thunderstorm wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour, possibly some small hail mixed in with that. But really haven't seen any reports of hail out of these storms tonight. It has been almost all wind related. We can go back and take a look at some of the wind damage reports that were brought in earlier. They're still up. We got a thunderstorm wind damage report that came out of Union, South Carolina. That was for numerous trees and power lines down across both the city and county of Union in South Carolina. That came in about just over an hour ago from a cell that then ended up going through Chester, and now is out here east of Chester. That's the cell right here around Richburg and Fort Lawn that had a history, but it has kind of lost its oomph. But as you can see, we still got some pretty intense storms running from about just south of Van Wyck on up to Marvin, Weddington, Indian Trail, Matthews, Mint Hill, and then on up towards Albemarle as well. Let's see here. We'll get to the Raleigh radar, just because the Raleigh radar seems to be having a better handle on it than Columbia at the moment. So give me just a second here as I vamp as we continue here on the Carolina Weather Group. Here's the Raleigh radar. And that gives you an idea there. Yeah, we get a little better idea out of this. I'm sure that's James. Yep. I am logged in as a guest. Guest James. So, all right. Yep. Figure we're going to be. He's trying to give us some really cool coverage from out at Charlotte Douglas. Thanks for joining us here on the Carolina Weather Group. And let me see if the chat's got anything, only because I'll have to kind of, yeah. Let's see. Okay. All right. Yeah. Jay out in Charlotte. Yep. I can't show the chat on here because I'm not in the admin mode. I'm in as a guest mode. But yeah, the overall storm line within the Charlotte Metro passing out of his portion of Northwest. It's getting some bits of lightning in the distance. So yeah, those cells, as you can show now, still, there's still some moderate to heavy rainfall out behind them, and James is jumping back in with us. But the bulk of the heaviest precipitation now is in the east side of Charlotte, and again, moving into Union County as we speak. And that's why we have that severe thunderstorm warning that continues for Union County for another 45 minutes until 6:45 here as we hit the top of the hour on Carolina Weather Group special coverage of our severe weather outbreak here in North Carolina and South Carolina on this last Saturday of June 2026. James, I got your audio. I don't have your video at the moment, which is...
Oh, you can't see me. You can only hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, this is going to be radio. Just the theater of mind here, dude.
I'll give a quick radio report. I'll switch devices for the 1,000th time. As you might see from the audio, background sound flights have resumed here at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. There are still some routes to the south and to the east that are closed because of planes that need to go.
We got you in and out, James. There you are. Got you back.
Yeah, so we are beginning to see some departures and some arrivals here in Charlotte. I'll send it back to you, sir.
All right. All right. Thank you, sir. And I'll tell you what I can do is I will pull up flight radar. We can actually give everybody an idea what's going on there. I'm looking at Raleigh right now. I'm not sure. No, Raleigh still got activity. So, yeah, I can actually, let's get over here to Charlotte, Douglas. We can kind of show what's going on. Oh, there's a big train. I was lined up trying to get back on the ground now after that ground stop earlier. We'll switch over. We can show that on the flight radar live tracker at the moment, and you can see just how much traffic is stacked up at the moment. How many planes are on the ground? How many are lined up trying to get taxi in? You can see there's big American Airlines flight. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was coming from Rome to Charlotte, just landing as we speak. Looks like they were actual scheduled. Okay, yeah, they actually made it in on time. So even though this ground stop, let's see what that's taking off there. There's going to Albany, New York, as we speak. Now we do have, as I've mentioned before, we do have showers and storms, kind of cleared High Point, but this is looking like we might see some activity headed towards Raleigh that may cause some issues here in the next little while. As we go back to the radar here, no other warnings active other than the one that's covering much of Union, or covering all of Union County at the moment, southeast of Charlotte, with this line here. Don't have any warnings out here. Everything out here is special marine warnings right now for wind gusts of 40 knots possible with all this thunderstorm activity out here as it makes its way off the coast and out into the ocean as we move through the evening. Let's see, that should be special marine warning for the for the Pamlico River and those bodies of water around it. The severe thunderstorm watch, as you can see, has already been pared down to cover just North Carolina now. They did have Hampton Roads, Virginia. The south side of Hampton Roads was in the warning, or the severe thunderstorm watch earlier. That's been carved out until 9 o'clock, even though there is quite a bit of strong thunderstorm activity going on across south of Richmond and onto the Virginia Peninsula and headed that way. But the main focus out here right now is for these two distinct clusters of shower and thunderstorm activity stretching from just southeast of Greensboro down towards Union County and in towards Lancaster in South Carolina, and then out here on the eastern half of the state, eastern corner of the state, the northeast corner, stretching down from essentially the state line down to almost Richlands, west of Jacksonville. James, I think you're in. I don't hear you, but I've got you in. So not sure if we got you connected at the moment. There you are with the umbrella. He's got the brolly out and he's frozen. But trying to get connected, aren't you? We haven't even talked about what's going on down towards Charleston. Let me cut over to Charleston area at the moment because we're seeing a little bit of activity down there. One strong thunderstorm up north of Charleston at the moment, up towards Moncks Corner, just east of Moncks Corner. So we will bring our Charleston folks in on this fun this evening. Well, we got one report of some small branches broken coming in on Imping, and some minor flooding around Richmond Hill, just east of Richmond Hill. So this cell here, no warnings in it, but it's definitely got some shower and thunderstorm activity there. Let's see, that's on down into Georgia. So actually, I see what I did here. I jumped wrong way. Okay, there we go. Utahville, Holly Hill, you've got some thunderstorms there. We got this one small cluster east of Moncks Corner that's headed toward Allendale over Highway 41, headed towards 17. But those are the very small ones. A lot of lightning in those little cells, though, as you can see. But for the most part, not a whole lot going down for our friends down in the low country at the moment. Everything's back out here over the Midlands. And then, of course, in the Charlotte, the metro, just east of Charlotte as we speak. So let's see. We'll get our Columbia radar back up because that'll give us a good picture of what's going on With that activity, it's still around Chester and Lancaster as well. There's Columbia. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we don't have a warning in place for that, but just from Lancaster north is where things are going right now. Van Wyck, Waxhaw, Marvin, Weddington, Indian Trail, Fairview, on up to Stanfield, Locust, and towards Albemarle. That's where the biggest problems are right now, or at least the strongest thunderstorm activity is. Let's see. Yep. Beach and Girl checking in with us on the chat. She's in Kitty Hawk. And just over the last half hour, seeing that activity out there in and around Kitty Hawk. So we're starting to see those cells I talked about earlier that were kind of training over the Albemarle Sound. They've started to kind of make a more southerly and easterly movement. And separating a little bit out, so we're not getting that lineup that was possibly going to cause some issues there on the Outer Banks. But we definitely got we got a couple of special weather statements that issued now for well, let's see, that's the special marine warning. There's our special weather statement with wind gusts of 40 miles an hour possible with these cells. Let's see. James, hey, you're there here. I just saw you blink. Blink if you're okay. I just saw you blink. I was like, oh, he's back. Man. It sounds like you're getting a little bit more rain as well now, too.
Yeah, Sam, I don't know if you can hear me or not. We are getting a little bit more rain here at the airport. They are resuming flights, trying to get flights moving about again. So I have seen some planes arriving here. And the planes that are leaving, my understanding is that they're going on the north or west destinations from here. Planes that need to take the routes to the south and to the east can't go because of the severe thunderstorm, kind of in southeastern Mecca, as you've been tracking.
Mm-hmm. Right. In fact, I'll pull up flight radar here and can kind of show that. There we go. Share. Let's see. Yeah, you can see. Let me shut that one down. You can see that with this, like, for example, here comes a flight in from Salt Lake City that's coming in for a landing right now. Actually, you know what? I mean, it looks like arrivals actually are coming in pretty decently as far as times go. But it's probably
well, there's good news and there's bad news there.
Yeah.
And I realize this is a really far away shot. That arrival will be happening right now. I can see it touching down. Hopefully you can see the runway there in the center of the screen. That's the American Airlines flight from Lake City, and just beyond that display sign there here at the airport overlook. But it's going to have to just get in line, Sam. There's a line of planes out there on the taxiway. And what I have seen in the past, and what I speculate is happening now, is because the airport had a ground stop for some time and planes couldn't leave, that means they weren't leaving the gates.
Right.
And then the planes that were waiting to take off were in line. So we got this long line of planes that are, you got it right there on your screen, trying to take off. And the planes that are arriving can't get to the gates yet. So they've got to clear the congestion. And so, yes, it's good that these planes are landing. You would have to check for me if that Salt Lake flight, for example, was doing circles. Sometimes there's holding patterns up by Hickory or down over South Carolina. So sometimes you got planes that will hold. Sometimes you got planes that will divert to other places like Columbia, South Carolina. It looks like that particular flight didn't have to. But even once you get on the ground, the journey is not over.
No, definitely not. I mean, you can see right now the lineup going for departures. I wish I would show the runway numbers just because
they're
would
changing
be able to
anyway.
Yeah, that's true. They are changing. Yeah. But you can see it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 8 in the lineup, maybe 9 in the lineup right now for takeoffs. And there's probably more than that waiting for cross traffic out on the taxiways. And that's just that one departure runway right there. And then, like, you know, that Salt Lake City flight, it's right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10th in line, and there's one right behind it. That just came in from Cancun. they're all lined up just trying to get in. So like you said, that's one thing about ground stop. It's not just they're not just taking off and landing. Once that happens, it's just like it's a parking lot essentially. It's a big plane parking lot.
It's a parking lot. Sam, I want to give you a second to hop out and come back in because my only working device out here seems to be this laptop, which just gave me a low battery warning. So I want to make sure that you can drive the car. And while you do that, I'll give everybody a radar check again.
Okay.
What we're watching, because it looks like we have at least one severe thunderstorm warning on the board, and that is south and east of where I am here at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. That warning is back over for portions of Mecklenburg County. It's for, actually, it looks like they just took Mecklenburg County maybe mostly out of that warning. Maybe portions of Matthews, the I-45 corridor there in southeastern Meck may still be in it. But most of that warning goes for Union County, North Carolina for another 32 minutes. And that is for the threat of 60-mile-per-hour winds and about quarter-size hail. That storm is continuing to move off to the south and the east. It's part of that same line that rolled through first the western North Carolina mountains and upstate South Carolina, bringing down some trees, and then brought that ground stop here to Charlotte Douglas International Airport. And so right now we've got that severe thunderstorm warning. The warnings themselves kind of dissipated a little bit as the line came through Charlotte. I bet you if we track this exact area of the storm, it kind of was warned before Charlotte and warned after Charlotte. But it seems to maybe have picked up some of that instability again, Sam, as it continues off to the east.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, the one thing about it is with what we've had going on for the last couple of days, we've had a chance for the atmosphere really to just get charged up. Even though we're in a drought, there's still moisture flowing in, and now we get the triggers that are going on. So on top of that, all the heat content that we've got in the atmosphere, and that's one thing about it when we've got this higher heat levels, it seems to crank up the lightning output in these storms. For whatever reason. So yeah, there's quite a bit of energy in there. I haven't looked at any of the discussions recently. In fact, while we're doing this, I'll pull up the SPC and see what's going on as far as this latest watch and what they are talking about for the next couple hours, because the watch is in effect for us for central and eastern North Carolina until 9 o'clock. So that's a good 2 hours, 45 minutes. So they're thinking we're going to still see some activity. So we'll see if they've done an updated discussion as far as this watch.
Well, when you look at that cell over Troy, you can see why they're holding on to that watch, because those discrete cells look like they're trying to kind of get themselves back together as they move east of I-77, and so that's probably why they've been holding on to that watch. Sam, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some shots here at the airport. Before I go, I'll drop those in Slack. And then I'm going to try to log back on with you while I drive around a little bit, because what I've learned today is that there's a lot of wireless interference at the airport. Who would have thought?
Yeah, they don't seem to want to put towers close by there for a reason.
I can't imagine why. So I'm going to hop off of here, look for me to dump some material into Slack, which you can play through the local playout, and I will hopefully be back on with you mobile in a little bit.
All right, sounds good. All right, that's James Brierton at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. I'm Sam Walker here on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, keeping you up to date on what's going on with this severe weather outbreak we've got going on across the state. Don't see an update. They have not issued a status message update for that severe thunderstorm watch or our severe thunderstorm watch. Okay, here we go. Latest watch status message. All it's saying is continues. That's all just guidance only. They have not put in anything as far as any discussion or anything, an updated discussion on this. So there is that. I'm going to swing back over and bring our radar back up so we can get you. Let's see here. Where are we at? We need to go to window and to radar scope. And so we'll get radar scope back up here on the screen for you as well. We continue to monitor what's going on with these cells. And in fact, let me view and not show where are we going here? The toolbar. Always show toolbar. Nope. We want to get the toolbar off of the screen here so we can give you a more wider picture. So give me just a second here. Why is it not showing? Let me do that. Sorry about that. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, there we go. There's the wider image. Let's pull out to the wide image now. Of course, I've got the MHX radar up, so that's going to give us not really a very good wide picture. We'll go to Raleigh just because it kind of is in the middle of all the activity at the moment. Let's see. No severe thunderstorm warnings right now for the lines out in northeastern and eastern North Carolina. But we do have one severe thunderstorm warning that continues. That is down in Union County, North Carolina. That was issued at 5:50. That runs until 6:45 for Union County and part of southeastern Mecklenburg County until, as I said, until 5:50 p.m. So we'll zoom down on that, starting to see it extend out of the watch, out of the warning box, the warning polygon. So starting to get over a little bit farther east towards Ansonville, Polkton, Marshville, getting that rain and the heavy thunderstorm activity right now. Wingate as well. Indian Trail still seeing it. And let's see. I don't have any severe thunder, or we don't have any reports of oats. We are getting some wind. Okay, here we go. Some 1-inch tree limbs broken. That's according to a report on MPing. That is just north of Weddington. Got another one here with small branches broken. That's west of Weddington towards Marvin. Everything else right now is just rain confirmation that is raining in those locations. Let's see here if make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. Yeah, good point, Jay. As far as that warning goes, yeah, it was kind of like that portion of Met County so slim that I didn't know if they were in the warning just from looking at radar. Yeah, that's pretty good point. This warning box, warning polygon, really covering almost all of Union County as that. So down here south of Lancaster towards Heath Springs, there's a pretty healthy cell there. That's got a special weather statement from the National Weather Service with wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour. That runs for another 11 minutes for that one. That is for northern Lancaster, for Lancaster County until 6:30 p.m. With that cell there. I'm going to head back up to the triad because we've kind of seen things quieting down a little bit with the triad as far as these cells go. We do have that special weather statement. Again, wind gust up to 50 miles an hour for another 11 minutes. That was covering Alamance, Chatham, Guilford, Montgomery, Moore, and Randolph. But it kind of looks like that they are losing those cells are losing a little bit of their intensity at the moment. So that might be helping things there as far as, as these make their way towards the triangle. This cell here has got some, just east of Liberty, is got some heavier rainfall in it. That's kind of heading towards to kind of thread the needle between Pittsburgh and Chapel Hill, maybe in the next hour or so. All right. So I want to head back east and see where we're at as far as that goes. Let's see. We'll start in around Newbern. Newbern's getting ready to get there. They're going to get ready to get a little heavy rain with that line of thunderstorms down to Pollocksville. So right along US 17 is getting a good dosing right now. Maysville also lining up. Okay, now just as we're on this, National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for a large portion of Craven County and maybe even parts of Carteret County and Pamlico County. That is going to be in effect until 6:50 p.m. So yeah, Jones, Onslow, Beaufort, Carteret, Pamlico are all in this one. Craven County as well. Severe thunderstorms located along a line extending from near Lowland to near Grantsboro to near Half Moon, moving east at 20 miles an hour. And again, the hazards from this is 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and penny-size hail We've not had any reports of hail with any of these cells today. It's been all wind damage has been the only report. So there's a severe thunderstorm warning again in eastern North Carolina. That is until 6:50 p.m. for wind gusts of up to 60 miles an hour and possibly 3/4 inch size hail. Everything up this way is all just special weather statements. Let's see. We did have some wind gusts earlier at the Duck Corps of Engineers Pier with 41 miles an hour. And we go back to this special weather statement that's issued for the northern beaches. That's for 50 mile an hour wind gust. That special weather statement lasting another 38 minutes until 7 p.m. Doppler radar tracking a strong thunderstorm near Point Harbor, or 7 miles west of Kettleville Hills, moving southeast at 25 miles an hour with wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. You know what? While we're looking at those, let me pull out big picture here from Raleigh and just give you kind of the big picture there as far as what's going on across the Carolinas this hour. And we'll see. I don't see James back in, which we'll see him bounce back in at some point here. You should be able to log in and jump right back in. While I pull out to that big picture, I'm going to go and check a couple of the cameras from around the region, because they'll give us an idea of how things look out there on the highways and byways. This was Charlotte earlier. That's downtown Charlotte. That one's not. Yeah, you know what? I'll pull that one only because it gives us gives you a general idea of what's happening. No, we don't want that. Let's see. It was going to give you a multi. Oh, okay. I can do that. I'm sure my device can handle it. Yeah, let me add another screen share. Let's see if we can get the drive-in C up along with the radar here. Yeah, there you go. There's uptown Charlotte, I-77 currently with that heavy rain we had earlier. On that shot, traffic moving out there pretty well. Of course, as James mentioned a moment ago, what's going on out at Charlotte Douglas. They're trying to clear up all the jam ups from the ground stop earlier, getting some flights rolling out. Here's one that was going to Toronto that was scheduled for 5:28. So they're about an hour, maybe about 50-minute delays right now at Charlotte Douglas on the departures side of things currently. And that was, let me share this tab. Yeah, we'll share this tab. There you go. That just gives you an example of what's going on there as far as what's going on at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. I'm going to zoom back out here, and we can get some of those cameras out towards Monroe and out Marshville. That's a good one. Yeah, we'll get out here on this is the eastern end of the Monroe Expressway. It looks like the rain's just getting ready to start there. Here's one on the Ansonville Road overpass out there. Let's see where we can see if we can see where the heaviest rain is starting on US 74 east of Charlotte, which is currently where we have that severe thunderstorm warning that continues until 6 p.m. Okay, there we go. And you can see some of that heavier rain falling there. I'm not sure if I can get the video to show. Let's see if we can get the video up. Yeah, there we go. That's how things are moving out there on 74 right now with the heavier rain currently going on there on US 74 east of Charlotte, which is where we had our severe thunderstorm warning continuing until, what time was that? 6:40? Is that right? Yeah, another 19 minutes on that. So yeah, 6:45 for that one. And then again, we got this new severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued out here in eastern North Carolina. Might be able to go to New Bern, and let's see if we can get some the cameras down around New Bern to show you what's going on down that way. There we go. Yeah, well, should be able to pull up one of the Neuse River. Yeah, let's get the Neuse River Bridge camera up. Oh, yeah, here's a great shot. Yes, this is what we want to see. All right, let's see if we can get the video up. This one's oh, yeah, here we go. You want to see, this is the Neuse River Bridge in New Bern. You can see the clouds moving over and the heaviest of shower and thunderstorm activity starting to hit the Colonial Capitol on this Saturday, the last Saturday of June. All right. So what we're going to do is I am going to catch my breath for a moment here, and we will stay with you with our live coverage here on the Carolina Weather Group on this Saturday evening with the severe weather situation we got going on. So stay right there. That's not what I was looking for music wise. I gotta find that. I had a great last time we had to do this. We found this kind of a pretty good new style music bed to keep us rolling here. So I will get that going here. Yeah, there it is. Let's see if this one works. All right. Stay right there, folks. Not going anywhere. We're just going to step out for just a moment and here on the Carolina Weather Group. So stand by. We will be with you. Keep you up to date on what's going on here on the Carolina Weather Group. There we go. Quad box. We've got the quad box going here now as James is driving around on the highways and byways in the Charlotte Mecklenburg area. And we got top left, we got the live shot of the Neuse River Bridge in New Bern, where we've got our heaviest shower and thunderstorm activity going on at the moment. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning there. I'm Sam Walker on the Outer Banks of North Carolina with you as we continue tracking these storms here in the Carolinas. We'll see if we can give you an update there. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning that's going to be coming to an end here shortly in Union County. I might switch actually that one camera we had going there to that one. Just a second here. As James is out there driving around, giving us what he's seeing on the roads. So while that's going on, let me go down and give you a better zoom here. Let me get a better shot of this. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, you're cutting in and out on us, but that's okay. That's okay. You can show us the scene there on the west side of Charlotte, out by the airport. Let me see if I can get. I'm trying to get one of the webcams up out there for. Let's see here. There we go. See if I can get one of the shots out there on US 74 where we've got that severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for Union County, North Carolina. If we can get the camera up, this is probably the best. Yeah, we'll show that one. All right, there's a video of US 74 out east of Wingate. And yeah, there's a live shot from US 74 east of Wingate on out towards Marshville there. And traffic moving pretty much at speed at the moment. So looks like that section anyway of that severe thunderstorm warned area is not seeing the heaviest of rain at the moment. All right, James, let's see. We're having stability issues there, James, keeping your signal up and running, but there we go. Yep, James having all kinds of issues. We're gonna let him jump in and out because you never know what might show up there. So let's see here. We're gonna hide this one and we'll pull back out to radar at the moment. So let me get the radar back here for you. And I want to zoom back out for big picture wise because we're going to see that severe thunderstorm warning end here shortly. So we've got one currently that's in place at the moment. This again, severe thunderstorm warning for Beaufort, Pamlico, parts of Carteret County, and also for Craven County as well, including the city of Newbern. So it looks like Havelock's going to be on the line for getting this one, already moving through Aurora out into Oriental. It's going to be getting it as well. And then it's going to be headed out to the Pamlico Sound. Ocracoke's going to be lining up for that one shortly. And Hatteras as well, we'll see it. And as you can see, this line here, again, stretching from Corolla all the way back down to Maysville, between Jacksonville and Maysville in eastern North Carolina, where we've got a pretty sizable line there. So I'm going to jump over to the NCDOT site, see if we can get one of the cameras to pop for us out there. That might give us another shot. We got a great shot there, if you were with us earlier, of the view of the cameras in Newbern. Man, I don't think they do have cameras out there in Havelock for us. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, no, there they are. Okay, yeah, we can pull up some. We got, Morehead City. So still a little early to see anything out there. So I'll tell you what, we're going to head up my way here, and maybe we can pull up the Wright Memorial Bridge camera. It wasn't giving us video a short time ago, but it was at least getting us the still image. Okay, here we go. It was it was kind of cutting in and out as far as the video goes for the Wright Memorial Bridge, but that would probably be our best bet as far as anything that's kind of scenic. Are we out? Oh, you know what? Actually, I tell you what, Bonner Bridge, maybe the Bonner Bridge, because now we've got the one shot that looks north. Oh yeah, here we go. Now this is going to be pretty impressive, I think, to be able to watch this. This is the Bass Knight Bridge looking north. Come on, video. Come on, video, because we've got some great stills there. I hope this video will stay up for us. Nope. Yeah, they're having issues. Looks like they are having issues. So I'm going to pull up the still image here anyway. This is the view looking north from the Bass Knight Bridge over Oregon Inlet, looking towards Nags Head and Manio. Right, this just a few seconds ago, about 3 minutes ago, was when that image came up. We'll see if we can get it to refresh. Doesn't like we can get it to refresh here. That stinks because it was a great. If we get that video functioning there, I think you'd have some. That would be a pretty cool sight to watch that. Let me see if the offshore camera is up and running for the video because there's even some better shots. There we go. Looks like there are some issues going on with the cameras out here on the eastern part of the state right now as far as the live video goes. I do have some other sources. Yeah, the NCDOT sources are not giving us, not cooperating with us. Let's see what's looking like on the Alligator River Bridge, because that's always a great shot to catch some storms. Yeah, they're already into the rain side of things, so not as impressive. James, you back with us? I heard James blip in and blip out, so all right. Well, we'll see if we can get him back in here with us. I tell you what we're going to do. Actually, I might try to see if one of the duck cameras is up and running. Here's the boardwalk cam. Or it was. Okay. Yeah, here's a view. Yeah, that's gotten not a whole lot. I mean, it's just rain now. Let's see. We can share this tab. That is a view of the camera in the town of Duck, looking out over the Currituck Sound and their boardwalk there. They've got some cameras up now on their streets as well that kind of give us a live view of what's going on in the village of Duck. And let's see, I can pull that one here. Come on, share. There we go. Let's see. Yep, I'd have to get that adjusted for you. Nope, it's not going to adjust for me. Sorry. I can give you a partial view of it anyway, where the traffic's moving through with some rain, a ponding on the roads. That's kind of what we're seeing out of all these cells more than anything else is the ponding on the roadways because of the drought. It's been kind of a benefit, I guess. One of the things about this particular latest severe weather outbreak and the severe other outbreaks we've had of late is that there's been places for all this water to go. Yes, we've had reports of some flash flooding, but it had been very minor compared to what we would see if the ground was saturated. And as we've seen the last 2 years in this area, where we're looking at right now, where we had some multiple rain events topping 1 foot and caused some pretty severe flash flooding out there. All right, back to the radar, because we do have a couple of actives. Severe thunderstorm warnings. That one that's down around Newbern. We do have that one. Let's see here. Let me get back to the right view. No. Let's see. Come on. Restream. Cooperate. Excuse me. Let's see here. I want to take that screen share off. There we go. Let's get the radar back up here and give you the big picture on this Saturday night as we look out. Again, severe thunderstorm warning for the next 20 minutes. That's for basically from north of Jacksonville up towards Little Washington and out towards Havelock. Got a feeling that may get expanded a little bit more to include Morehead City. The severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for Union County. That's going to be allowed to expire, it looks like, in the next few minutes. And it looks like those cells there have lost their severe criteria, as they have now just issued a special weather statement for Moore, Scotland, Anson, and Richmond counties through 7:15 with those strong thunderstorms moving through with wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour expected over the next 30 minutes there along US 74, the 220, 73, 74 corridor as well. Going to be seeing that. Head back up towards the triangle, the triad. Looks like the triangle is going to kind of miss out on this. There's a strong thunderstorm moving along towards between Chapel Hill and Pittsburgh. Looks like Pittsburgh might actually get a little bit more activity out of this as it makes its way. Pittsburgh proper, and in Farrington Village, maybe Chapel Hill as well is also going to see it. In Carrboro, they're going to see some heavy downpour here shortly. And then that's going to move into the Raleigh area, but not a whole lot holding together with those cells. This little cells down here around Seven Lakes towards Carthage is getting a little spicy down there. And then down for our friends down in Charleston, you're really missing out on this one. There's one cell that's east of Manning now towards Greeleyville as well. And then Chester, you've seen this one clear. Lancaster, you're going to get a little bit more heavy rain. This cell here towards Jefferson, South Carolina, and Pageland, down on the bottom end of that cluster that we talked about earlier over Union County, North Carolina, moving into Anson County and Rockingham County. I mean, not Rockingham County, Richmond County. Those cells there are losing a little bit of their punch as well. So let's see. I might actually be able to pull up surf checks. I'm going to do a surf checks camera because I can get a idea of what's going on out on the ocean side of things. All right. There's Silver Lake Harbor. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. No. Whoa. I just put everything into. Apologies for that. Kind of got things all messed up there for us for a moment there. Things looked. Let's see. Let me share this tab. All right, we're going to share both of these tabs. There's a look at live look in Ocracoke at the moment. Let's see. Here's Avon. And things are, surfers are out because there's a good swell coming in this evening. Nice little evening session out there in Avon for everybody to take advantage of. A little southeast swell coming up on low tide. So not a bad evening out there. Let's see if I can get this one from Kitty Hawk. Kind of shows where the rain is now up in Kitty Hawk at the moment. I was looking to see if we had an Atlantic Beach cam that might be looking east. I don't think there is. Oh, Bath. We could maybe see what's going on in Bath because that's where one of the places that should be getting. Yeah, here's a great shot right now of you can see the line making its way in. Some moderate showers falling there on the Pungo River. The Pamlico River, where the thunderstorm activity has started to make its way there, or is already cleared actually. The heaviest of precipitation's already gotten through Bath, but they are getting some moderate showers there on the backside of this. Everything's to the east now of there. You know what? I think there is a camera in Oriental I can probably pull up that may, let's see, Oriental. NC, a live cam. Anybody? Okay. Yeah, there is a live camera, harbor cam in Oriental that can show. Let's see if it'll show the live shot going on there. And James probably gonna jump in and get off those cameras.
I love cameras. Can you see and hear my camera?
I got you, man. And you're nice and stable now. Yes. Get away from the airport.
Get away from the airport. Yeah. Anyway, I'm heading towards uptown Charlotte. You can probably see the buildings in the background, Sam. We do have reports of urban street flooding in the uptown area. We're going to go check that out.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Just don't turn around, don't drown, folks, as we like to say. Yeah, I was just trying to pull up some of the cameras out here because that's where it seems like we've got the most activity at the moment. At least it's the only severe thunderstorm warning we got right now. Continues for areas Newbern East. So I was hoping to have a live camera going on from downtown Oriental would be right out in front of this, but it doesn't look like the camera is coming up for us. So I'm going to try one other place to look for it. No, that's not it. Well, I guess I got Beaufort. Maybe we can get one in Beaufort that might give us. Oh yeah, that's what I was looking for. Here's a Beaufort camera that's actually got a good rotating view of the sky out there, so we might actually stay on this one for a little bit, just because it'll give us a very good shot of what's happening out there in eastern North Carolina. I want to drop the radar back in to a bigger picture. So anything you've seen, James? I mean, it looks like it's just a gully washer out there more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, there's report they're still trying to recover from that ground stop that they experienced. That seems to be kind of the biggest impact I have found right now, Sam, is because those planes couldn't push back from the gate. Now that planes are landing once again, they're still waiting for those gates to clear out. So planes are landing, but then the passengers and the crew don't have any place to necessarily go to. They're going to some lasting ramifications of that for a little while. Having now just driven down Wilkinson Boulevard from the airport to uptown Charlotte, the only thing I saw was one storm drain that had some debris in it, so it was a little about. But again, I'm making my way now towards uptown Charlotte because in addition to hearing about some sporadic power outages, we did get a report of some street flooding at 6th Street Church Science Museum. We'll go and see if it amounts to anything. Then I'm going to check some of the creeks because, as you mentioned, with that drought, although you'd be like, oh, the creeks are really low, because the ground and the vegetation is so in drought-hardened mode right now, we're getting a lot of that runoff that you mentioned.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that is a good point. That when we do have a drought, and like you said, when we start getting this harder compact soil and it's not somewhere for the water to go, it's just going to run across the surface. I see a certain National Football League stadium there on your shot at the moment.
That's right, and because it's not a World Cup. Yeah, and because it's not a World Cup event, it's still Bank of America Stadium.
You gave him the free plug. Yeah. I've got Flight Aware up, or Flight Radar 24 up right now. I was just going to pull up one of the flights that's getting ready to take off, which is American Eagle that's outbound to South Bend. That one actually is scheduled on time. So I'm just trying to find. This is not. Yeah. So we're looking at flights now, 2 hours. So like there's a flight that's taking or lining up to get ready to take off that was bound for South Bend, Indiana. It was originally scheduled for 4:47 p.m. It's taking off now. So looks like about a 2 hour is where things are right now, which of course that's going to put all kinds of trickle downs across the country, or at least across the eastern half of the United States on Americans' routes. Tonight, probably carrying over into tomorrow. There are going to be a lot of flight cancellations, a lot of misconnections, unfortunately, it looks like, for folks on this Saturday evening.
So, Sam, I'm a block or two from the football stadium. We're at Truist Field here where the Charlotte Knights play. It says first pitch 6:05. I'm going to guess they didn't do the first pitch at 6:05 because I'm going to guess they had the lightning and the wind and the rain. By the way, the fans are still trickling in here at nearly 7:05. I'm going to guess this game is getting off a little late.
Yeah, I got a feeling they probably pulled the tarp about 20 minutes ago and are getting things lined up for that. It was 6:05 first pitch when this stuff rolled through. They're probably looking at probably a 7:35 start for the Charlotte.
So what you're saying is I can still make the game.
Yeah, you can make the game. Oh, definitely. In fact, let me see if in fact, I will do a quick check on their socials here and see what they're talking about. Weather delay. Keep you updated. They do not have a start time.
You're right. I can see the Jumbotron still says weather delay.
Okay. Now that could be, you know what? I'm going to pull the radar. I'm going to go back over the radar because that could be related to lightning rules. And, I don't see, I see a stroke just a few moments ago over Monroe. That would be well outside the 8.5 miles. I think that's it. Is it 8? I don't know what the major league.
It's typically at least a minimum of 8.
Yeah, it's usually, I know NCAA, it's 8.5 miles is the threshold for NCAA events. I don't see anything that's on there, so that probably means they're still trying to recover the field and see if the outfield, you got to get the tarp on there, but the outfield gets soaked easily. Sometimes you got to go out there and squeegee that thing off. So that might be part of the reason why they haven't put a start time up. But a 6:05, 45-minute delay right now. That I would say probably a 7:30 start for that game at the earliest. Who are they playing tonight? Now that you said that, let's see. The Rochester. Are they still the Red Wings? They believe. Yeah, they should still be the Red Wings. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, they are still the Red Wings. Okay. All right. It's still funny to me they've gone to 6-game series. I mean, I still can't get used to that. 3-game, 4-game series in baseball. The 6 games home series still kind of blows my mind, but that's how they work the minors now anyway. All right, so you are currently on what street right now, James?
This is Tryon. I'm about to come up on Trade and Tryon, which is the heart of our downtown area. I'm still trying to make my way over to the reported street flooding at 6th and Church, but that report did come in like an hour or so ago, so I don't know if it's still there or not. I am in a transit gridlock here. I got a streetcar and a bus.
Charlotte problems, uptown Charlotte problems.
Yeah, I got to wait for that bus to move so I can clear the intersection. I don't want to do anything but drive by the law while I'm streaming.
No, especially come on, that of all the intersections in Charlotte and all the intersections in North Carolina, that would be the one you don't want to mess up.
Yeah. But lots of people out. I think everyone's kind of over the storms now. The ground's a little wet, but I'm going to guess the humidity came down a little bit, and it's probably a little bit more comfy outside now.
Gotcha. Let's see here. I am so bummed that our the server's not cooperating for us out here with our live cameras, because there's such great shots coming off of the Bass Knight Bridge at the moment of the cell that's lining up for the Outer Banks. It's just a shame that our live server apparently has decided to say we're not going to work tonight of all nights. We get, yeah, I know. We finally get live cameras out here from DOT, and they're not functioning. But anyway, I've got that we've got a modified quad box going on here at the moment. Let me take the caption off so I can expand that out. Let's see, where is that?
You think they're watching us?
It could be. They might have us going. That would be great, wouldn't it? Just driving around Charlotte. Yeah, it's driving around uptown Charlotte with watching.
I'm in a marked car, so we got on here. Forgive me for not knowing which one, but they've got Trade Street shut down, and they've got all sorts of street vendors and food carts and stuff out.
Okay. The beauty of the web trailer with festival. We can always search and tell everybody what's going on.
Yeah.
That's not. Oh yeah, Summer Soul Cultural Festival. That's what's going on.
Well, I do need.
That would be a good one. That would definitely be a good one. It's going on until 10:00 tonight. So there you go. You could find definitely some good food trucks in that particular festival. All right, I'm gonna pop over back to radar here because we are seeing those cells that were moving into Anson County right now. The one that plowed through Charlotte earlier, really, it does seem to be losing its potency. Triangle really not facing much of anything, just a small line of showers that's headed towards Chapel Hill at the moment. The bulk of the activity is out our way here on the coast at the moment, with quite a bit of lightning in these cells that's starting to make its way into the Pamlico Sound. We still had that severe thunderstorm warning. Actually, no, they have changed this up now. So this is severe thunderstorm warning until that lasts for another 5 minutes for parts of Beaufort, Carteret, Craven, Jones, Onslow, and Pamlico counties. They have actually they've cut that one down from earlier where it was included Newbern. So Havelock is getting ready to see this cell coming in very shortly. And the folks in Pamlico County already got it. Down east, you're going to be seeing this. Morehead City's probably going to get it. So we've got to start thinking about Atlantic Beach, Emerald Isle, Indian Beach, Salter Path, those places. You're looking at it. Ocracoke, Hatteras Village, Avon, pretty much Hatteras Island and Ocracoke, you're probably looking at it in the next 30 minutes or so. North of Argan Inlet, things are underway and going to continue at least until sunset because there's quite a bit of rain activity that's all the way back over the Dare County mainland at the moment. Northern Beach is starting to quiet down. Still some moderate shower activity. It's got to make its way across the Albemarle Sound and the northeastern counties there. But again, we're only severe thunderstorm warning currently in place. That is for parts of down east North Carolina, and that's expected to expire in the next 5 minutes. So, James, looking ahead to what we're thinking about tonight and tomorrow, because we're going to see this activity kind of wind down, and then we've got another. Doesn't look like as much of a severe weather chance. We still definitely got some disturbed weather coming through tomorrow. Our forecast out here is calling for showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Then we kind of go quiet for the next couple of days, and then the heat dome, because that phrase, we're going to hear that phrase all this week, is going to be the heat dome is setting up.
Yeah, and that's going to turn off a lot of this rain, which we unfortunately need not only for heat relief, but also drought relief. So I think we're trying to soak up every raindrop we can get between now and then, even if it is on the stronger side. Because while a few areas of, say, South Carolina, CSRA, have been able to make some recovery on their drought, we've got lots of other areas, especially North Carolina, that are not making progress on the drought, maybe even going backwards. We still have that deep 4 drought area across Raleigh, Greensboro. They really, really need some rain. And so this drought next week, this heat dome next week is going to be bad for the drought. It's going to be bad for outside and doing things. We got to take a lot of health-related precautions. We need to get in the mindset for that.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to throw this tab up here right now just because we're not seeing much of activity. Let me actually get this to blow out because, we've talked about the drought extensively here on the Carolina Weather Group just because it's been, one of the probably the most dominant weather features we've been dealing with since the winter storms, if you think about it. And if you look, when you get into the southeast, South Carolina, a lot of South Carolina actually isn't as bad off as some places. You think about it as you go down towards the Georgia border, almost into just abnormally dry to moderate drought for a good portion of the uplands, and the mid-state. North Carolina obviously is where the worst conditions for this drought are located. And then, of course, if you look out here where I am, we're probably in the best shape of anybody in the state, other than some other places. And we've gotten quite a bit of rain over the last couple of days that may actually benefit us to get us out of it. The one thing I will say is that out here, we don't have the impacts from a drought for us aren't as obvious except in our agricultural, because out here, our groundwater comes from the deep aquifer. We don't pull surface water. We don't have lakes. We don't have rivers that we're pumping water out of. All of our stuff has to come from deep wells down in the aquifer. It's very deep. That's almost drought resistant. So we're not seeing the water restrictions like they are, now in the triangle and around the state. And we've benefited actually from having a relatively wetter spring, than the rest of North Carolina.
I guess the flip side of that is my understanding that, aquifers or people who live on wells, those things take even longer to recover at the end of the game. So you're right. Yes. You kind of have this little built-up reserve going into it. You kind of get a buffer, but then it's going to take you longer on the back end too to kind of make up the difference.
Exactly. So yeah, that heat, we were talking about the heat dome a moment ago. That's going to probably, like you said, set us up for failure, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
just an update on my routing here because of that street festival flooding in the midst of the festival. So I'm
Oh,
going to just move over to the nearest access I have to kind of one of the main creeks in the area, Little Sugar Creek, a couple blocks from here. It looked like on the Mecklenburg County Fin system, which is this fabulous system where we can monitor creeks, it looked like the water
mhm.
levels were coming down, but it looked like it was still a little elevated there. So I figured I would kind of check in on that before signing off.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. And meanwhile, while you're doing that, we've gone back to a live shot from Beaufort, from Jarrett Bay's Safe Harbor, and just kind of give you, just it's a nice view that kind of shows that line, the uh, clouds setting up as they make their way into Carteret County over the next hour or so. Looks like that severe thunderstorm warning has been allowed to expire, and in fact, it looks like, yeah, I've just noticed it on radar scope. Let me go to it now. Looks like our severe thunderstorm watch has been pared down considerably. It's now only covering pretty much south of the Albemarle Sound for the coastal areas. There is still the triangle down to the Sand Hills are still in it, and that include and out to Wilson. So along the I-94 at 5 quarter south of Wilson, back west to the Sand Hills, is where our severe thunderstorm watch is now pared down to. And then in eastern North Carolina, pretty much everything along and east of US 17 and south of the Albemarle Sound is in it. So we are seeing the activity wind down. No severe thunderstorm warnings currently in effect in the Carolinas. South Carolina pretty much is just about out of this thing. There's some clusters of showers and thunderstorms between I-95 and US 52. Maybe a little cell that's starting to blow up along I-26 going into Ladson and Hanahan. And then there's a small cell around Georgetown that's just west of Georgetown right now. But South Carolina pretty much is out of this. The main threat or main focus now really is just over eastern parts of North Carolina, and that's making its way to the Outer Banks of Pamlico Sound and down east, and maybe down the Crystal Coast as well. And again, our severe thunderstorm watch is now pared down south of the Albemarle Sound, east of US 17, to about Jacksonville, and then around the triangle, the triad. The triangle, the Sand Hills, down to Fayetteville, Clinton, and those areas as well. So starting to see this activity pretty much it's coming to a close now. So, James, you are now, where are you now?
So this is Thompson Park. I am just outside the 277 loop here in Charlotte. Uptown is just to my right, kind of down towards the Elizabeth make over toward Sugar Creek. But also, I did just see a branch, kind of a large branch that was down. I haven't gotten close enough yet, Sam, to know if it's new or old. But I kind of figured I'd walk to the creek via that down branch to see if I could learn anything about it.
Okay. Live coverage here from uptown Charlotte of our severe weather outbreak here in the Carolinas on the Carolina Weather Group. Let's see. I do have, everything right now as far as statements. Let's see. Special weather statement until 11 o'clock for Anson and Richmond counties. That's for severe thunderstorm or strong thunderstorms could produce wind gusts of 40 miles an hour. The severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect down east, that's expired. Now that's the storm that's moving into Havelock and towards Morehead City and Beaufort. That's down to wind gusts of up to 50 miles an hour. That weather statement's going to last another 40 minutes. Got a feeling we're probably going to get one issued any time now for Hatteras and Ocracoke, because those storms that are moving over the Pamlico Sound right now look pretty healthy out there as they make their way off of the Hyde County mainland and the Dare County mainland, really the Hyde County mainland, and make their way out into the Pamlico Sound.
All right, Sam.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty big one. Oh, yeah.
So I can't for sure say how long it's been here, but I can't imagine the Parks Department would have left this sidewalk obscured for any longer than they needed to. And the wood does still seem obviously wet, but fresh. Like, this doesn't look to me like something that's been out here decaying in the sun for some time. But just take a look at the size of this tree. This thing came from all the way up there. I can see the broken branch. So I'm glad that no one was standing here when this came down, because that would have very easily injured somebody. And I can only speculate it came down during the storm and the winds, but I'm not
Right.
going to stand under it either in case this tree is damaged in any way.
Yeah, that one, that's about a 40 foot drop for that one. Great shot of the skyline there, James. You need to get a picture of that, or a little, get some solid video for the station and for the for the Carolina Weather Group as well. That
Yes,
would be
I'm doing
actually
the two phone approach.
Yes, there you go. And make sure you get it reported to MPing now. Got to get that MPing report in there. I want to see that pop up here shortly on Radar Scope. So, all right. You know what? I was gonna switch over to, because I'm sure I can find another webcam that's gonna give me a shot. Maybe with the looking over the Pamlico Sound. That might give us a shot of these cells. Nope, it's not. It's gonna instead show us some kiteboarders out in Canadian Hole on the backside, or between Buxton and Avon. So even though we've got storms lining up, that's one thing about it this time of year. It's kind of hard to get people out of the water. Even when we got lightning in the area, they don't want to listen sometimes. And we talk about thunder roars, head indoors. So there you go. We're getting you all angles from Avon to Uptown Charlotte here on the Carolina Weather Group. How about that? That's the wonders of technology tonight.
At least when it works. I feel like I struggled for a long time to get mine to work.
I'm just going to blame that on the lack of, which is amazing that you would think there would be better cell phone coverage along one of the major airports in the United States.
I'll debrief my theory to you later. I don't know if it's completely the airport's fault, but
okay, I got you.
But yes, I'm going to report this right now. I'm going to do MPing. I'm going to do National Weather Service chat. I'm going to do broadcast. I'm going to do all the things.
You're going to do all the things. All right. Well, you do that. So we don't have any warnings up currently. It seems like that things are quieting down. They definitely have quieted down as far as those cells that rolled through Charlotte earlier, other than the one cell northwest of Rockingham. Still got a little bit of it's still a little healthy. It's moving east northeast at about 20 knots with half-inch hail possible, and that's going to move through Ellerby over the next 20 minutes or so. That one there, the cell that's one is going to kind of skim past Fort Bragg at the moment. The cell that was headed towards Pittsburgh, that one's kind of lost its punch. So really where we're seeing the biggest stuff right now is out heading over the Pamlico Sound and headed towards Ocracoke's lining up probably about top of the hour. You've got this one cell's moving east at about 31 knots, and timing that out, Ocracoke proper is probably going to get that one, although it looks like the leading edge of the rain is getting there a little bit faster than that. So probably over the next 40 minutes or so, Ocracoke is going to see things. Avon as well, Rodanthe, Buxton out there. Already seeing the shower and thunderstorm activity with quite a bit of lightning moving across, just moved offshore of Kildouble Hills as well. But it's quite a bit of lightning in these cells. The one thing about it, we go back to our drought situation, and where I'm zoomed down on our radar right now, James, that is where we are. That's our wildfire central. And this is one of the ways that we get wildfires out here is lightning sparked, even with heavy rainfall. It only takes one stroke of lightning to light that dry ground off, even with a thunderstorm. So we do have to keep our eyes out what's going on in the Dare County mainland and in Hyde County out in the Alligator River National Wildlife Refuge and around the Air Force and Navy bombing ranges, because this is, this potential for wildfires is something we do have to keep in mind as well, with us still being in drought, even abnormally dry to D1 drought conditions out here. That is something we do have to keep in consideration whenever we get these summer thunderstorms. This is how these wildfires do start out there.
Sam, I will address I'll address the pictures I have sending to you in a moment. But let me first comment back to what you said about the drought. And, we're also coming into the 4th of July holiday season. the America 250 celebrations about to be kicked off. And we saw a lot of fires this week in the state of Utah. And
Yeah.
the governor of Utah declared a state of emergency to really try to beg people to please do not set off your own fireworks. Leave it to the professionals. 80% of the wildfires are human caused. And so when we think about the drought and we think about the activities for the next week or so, we got to keep that in mind as well, too. Let me talk to you a little bit about Little Sugar Creek here. So this is the greenway for the Little Sugar Creek. You're probably saying, oh my God, it's flooded. Yes, it is, but that's okay. It is designed to do exactly this, Sam. So when you look at this tunnel here in front of us, there's kind of three paths through this tunnel. The one on the left is typically the greenway. The two on the right are typically the creek. When we get into a rainfall event, a flooding situation, all three of those tunnels will flood out. Obviously, we need to make sure that no one's in there. You got to get yourself to higher ground. This particular sign does not say it, but I bet you if I walk just a moment or two, there'll be a sign along here someplace that will say that this creek is essentially a floodplain. And that was part of the design when the system was put into place.
That's really cool. That's really cool to see that to be able to incorporate.
Yeah, actually, here. So okay, here are the signs.
Yeah.
Let me show them to you real fast, right?
Okay.
So here's the sign that says flood zone, right? So even if you were new to the area, this would hopefully give you an idea that something's up. But here's how I knew to come here. So Mecklenburg County, Mecklenburg Stormwater Services has a system called FINS, essentially. So they've got data. You can see it right now, cman.mecnc.gov. Somewhere around here, they are measuring this water. And that's what I saw on my phone that I knew to come down here.
Right. Well, yeah, and we had the Feynman system that we have here in North Carolina as well, which is DOT system. It's very similar to that. I didn't realize that Charlotte Mecklenburg had their own system. That's pretty cool. Let me see if I can pull that up.
It also comes equipped with camera. I can see here, I think the camera and a solar panel. I bet you that's the Mecklenburg fin system right there.
Okay. Give me that address one more time, because I've got.
I think it was cman.mecnc.gov. Rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah.
You can also Google Mecklenburg County FINS, FINS.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can get that county FINS.
Yeah, C-Man with
there
two
it is.
N's.
Yeah, FINS Live. Okay, and then tell me which one you're at.
Mobile 1.
Mobile 1.
I'm also at Little Sugar Creek. It might be showing up as like 3rd or 4th Street.
Okay. Stand by here. We're going to find this thing. Up. I don't want the search bar. Remount. CMGCCRN. Which one did you say?
I've seen it both as Mobile 1, and I've also seen it as Little Sugar Creek at like 3rd or 4th Street.
Okay.
I'll send it to you in Slack in just a second.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find it here because I'm not finding it. I'm finding us some of them that are
Let me
inside.
talk about how fast this water is moving. They often, during a flash situation, the water comes up quickly and fast, and you can see it. This is probably, and we'll find out in a second, 3 feet deep, but it's flowing quickly, right? It's moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all of those gauges that are showing up, 1 inch of rain, right around anywhere from 9,600 to 1.11 inches of rain at all those gauges around Uptown. So yeah, it's so that shows you. I mean, 1 inch of rain in a drought doesn't take much to 1 inch of rain in that short amount of time.
Yeah. All right. So I'm looking at it here on my phone. I don't know if you want to make my screen bigger. 6.8 feet coming down from a crest of slightly higher than that. And so this is all of the data. I mean, look, we're getting pH data. We're getting all sorts of information here.
That's neat. That's cool, the pH data.
Yeah, water temperature. But again, it was kind of that that system, right? That it allows not only the National Weather Service and broadcasters, which is the bucket I put us in, to monitor remotely all of these different creek areas, but also emergency management, of course, is looking at it,
Mm-hmm.
right? The fire department's looking at it. There are times where the fire department will react. There's no structures immediately near where I am, Sam, but there are other places in town. Charlotte has a ton of creeks. And so there are other places in town that will flood out, and the fire department may proactively respond there if they have the resources to do so, to try to make sure that the road is closed or that homes and structures aren't damaged.
Yeah, 1 inch, basically in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. It was roughly 1 inch fell on Uptown. And pretty much all of everything inside of 485, south of 85. So right from 85 down almost to, let's see, Fairview Road. It's a pretty good cluster out to Matthews was 1 inch, and it was all fell in about 20 minutes. So that shows you. So that's what, 3 inch per hour, almost a 3 inches per hour event.
Right, and that's why even all this time later, these creeks are still high. This creek is going to work its way out to the Catawba River Basin, but it's got to get there first. And we have all of these feeder creeks. We have a crazy amount of creeks in Charlotte, some of which are visible because of greenways, and others of which are hidden away in areas that maybe aren't even known as prominently.
Right. All right. Well, that's cool to actually be able to show that, how much it doesn't take all that much water to cause problems, even like we said, in a drought. So,
yeah. By the way, remember that guy who was waving at us before? Maybe he liked my magnet.
Oh, that's it. There you go. Flying the colors, man. That's what you got to do.
That's right. That's right. I'm going to get back in the.
All right. So looking back at the radar, and I probably need to pull out to a bigger picture because I do see some thunderstorms starting to make their way just east of Lenoir and towards Hickory and Statesville now. So we might have some activity still coming in from the west. And I know there's a severe thunderstorm watch out over western Kentucky, parts of southern Ohio, into Indiana and parts of Tennessee as well. So,
dear Sam, if you can still hear me, I am always in producer mode. Can you slide your radar a little bit bigger on screen for our friends at home?
I will do that. Thank you very much. We will do that. There you go. Yeah, I'm trying to get back to the regional here. So let me get back into the regional mode because we want to see what we've got to deal with overnight. Let's see. Yeah, so there's some clusters of storms out over Knoxville right now. I mentioned that area of shower activity that's going on around Hickory and Lenoir up to North Wilkesboro. Our forecast calling for the shower and storm activity to continue off and on tonight and tomorrow as well and into Sunday night before, again, this frontal boundary gets out of here. So we're not done yet, but I mean, it seems like we're maybe done with the severe nature of this event here. Because we only have a couple of special marine warnings in effect in either state, and those are all out here from basically Oregon Inlet down to Morehead City. One special weather statement, again, that's for those cells that are making their way into the Crystal Coast right now. So Morehead City, Newport. It's going to be rumbling and bumbling at MHX here very shortly, it looks like. From
Sam, how this whole system works, right? I mentioned that that down branch, that tree that had dropped a pretty large limb here at Thompson Park outside of Uptown. We were going to share it with the masses, right? We were going to share it with broadcast. We were going to share it with you home. We were going to share it with the National Weather Service. Just as I got back in my car, I got tagged on Twitter by broadcast meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees, who saw us share it, posted it to social, tagged me, so I just retweeted it. It went complete full circle before I left the park.
Gotta love it. Got to love it. Yes. And there is your MPing report. 3-inch limbs broken. 7:07 p.m. So
yeah, that was the biggest that MPing let me report, and I figured it was at least 3 inches.
Oh yeah, that was at least. Yeah, if not larger. So there you go. All right. Don't have any statements out there. I've got MHX radar up right now just because still quite a bit of lightning activity in these cells. The one that's making its way across the Pamlico Sound now. So folks in Avon are going to be getting this very soon here in the next probably 20 to 30 minutes. I know I've got the Beaufort Surf Checks cam up right now. I may actually switch that to Avon just because it's going to give us because that camera's looking south, so it's not really going to be looking so much at the cells as they're coming across the sound. But still, that's the bath. I was wondering why. I was like, where is that camera? I got so many things. I got so many cameras up now. Let's see here. There it is. There you are. Yeah, let me see if the Avon camera, maybe on the sound side, it's getting us to do. Yeah, not much to see there. It's looking towards Buxton. It's just a couple of kite surfers out there off of the Haulover Canadian Hole. Let's see.
Hey, Sam, you want to know why I'm laughing?
What's that?
Why you were talking a lot about the fin system a few minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
If you make my thing full screen again, I just looked at the latest snapshot. I dropped something. I just looked at the latest snapshot from the fins camera.
Yeah.
There's some idiot YouTuber standing in it.
That's awesome. Save that. Screenshot.
Screenshotting that.
Screenshot. I will say this. I have not pulled up the DOT cameras yet since they went live to see how much of the delay there are on my route down and back from the beach. So like on the Wright Memorial Bridge, like to see, okay, there I am. Okay, that's how much the delay is. I haven't done that yet. If the video server comes back up overnight, I may try it. So tomorrow. That's funny. Let's see here. All right, yeah, still nothing. Yeah, we don't have any warned cells now in either state at this point. Again, just a severe thunderstorm watch rolling until 9 o'clock. And again, that's probably it's being cut down every few minutes, it feels like. Still got it for the Triangle, down into the Sand Hills, on down to Fayetteville, and out east towards Wilson and Goldsboro. And then also severe thunderstorm watch box for the Outer Banks from Duck down to Ocracoke, and then over to the Crystal Coast and back west towards the US 17 corridor. But that area is now completely out of thunderstorm activity. So really everything's kind of concentrated right along the coast. That's our largest amount of thunderstorm activity at the moment. Although we do have a little cluster that's developed east of Jacksonville over the last few moments that's got some intense lightning with it. But yeah, everything as far as severe thunderstorm activity, I think we're pretty much done with this. It looks like, James.
I think you're correct, my friend.
So I think we might want to close it out. Got some great stuff from you. Any of that? I know I've got it in the Slack here. I guess I could have thrown that up there. I was just trying to think on the fly. Oh, thanks for there's what I was looking for.
The dashboard with all the cameras. Yeah, everybody home. I'll tweet it out. There's a buried link on the site that you can actually just kind of view all the thumbnails. That's why I wasn't even looking for my face. I was trying to see what other great cameras were putting out.
Yeah, here we go. All right, we'll show you. Let me zoom this back out. I can't. Yeah, I'm not able to get it. That's all right. We'll get this out there to everybody on the socials, maybe in the tags on the post as well, because that's a neat thing to know about, especially around Charlotte. And like I said, the NCDOT's got its Feynman system, which covers statewide, and that's expanding all the time. That one I live on because of what it shows us, especially when we get our storm surge events with our sound side winds, in Hatteras and Ocracoke and places like that, to be able to tell when the water's coming up, when Highway 12 is going to shut down from sound side flooding. So, yep. All right. Well, James.
Well, I'm glad this finally panned out. This is what I wanted to be doing at the airport, but technology wouldn't let me. And I do want to let our viewers know who are watching us right now on YouTube and in other places. The Carolina Weather Group is a weather podcast covering weather science, technology, and more for the Carolinas and beyond. Join us Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern for a brand new podcast. And join us 24/7 on our YouTube channel for the Carolina Weather Net, which streams radar, sky cams, and the real-time severe weather alerts. If you're watching Sam and I on YouTube right now, you will be taken there automatically.
All right, James. We will talk to y'all soon here on the Carolina Weather.